Are you suffering from depression and looking for a way to cure yourself without having to use medication? Have you been asking yourself the question, who am I? Why do I exist? What's the meaning of life? Well, I found a way. I've permanently cured myself from depression, and in this channel, I will teach you my method for doing so. Here's a hint. The secret lies in answering the question, who am I? First of all, let me share my personal understanding of depression. Then, the possible ways of curing yourself will become obvious. So imagine this white square represents all possible circumstances and arrangements in life. Then there's you, with your personal likes and dislikes, preferences, and capabilities. And these black spots represent the circumstances and arrangements in life that cause you psychological damage. This bar here represents your psychological health. While you're in the black spot, you take psychological damage. You can even stack multiple black spots together, such as having a soul-destroying job and a toxic relationship at the same time. Of course, you can do things that restore your psychological health, such as eating your favorite food, doing your favorite hobbies, etc. However, when your psychological health falls below a certain threshold, then you fall into depression. Then it's a completely different game, where nothing brings you joy. Eating your favorite food doesn't give you any happiness. Your hobbies don't give you happiness. Relationships don't give you happiness. Earning more money doesn't give you happiness. Nothing gives you happiness. Whatever success you have in life does not give you any happiness at all. So from this representation of depression, it's quite clear what the solutions are. Number 1, you can remove yourself from the black spot. Number 2, you can develop yourself so that the black spot is no longer a black spot. So that particular circumstance and arrangement in life does not cause you any more psychological damage. Number 3, you can reach a state where the black spot is still trying to inflict psychological damage on you, but you don't receive any damage. You're immune. So let's compare the 3 possible solutions. Number 1, removing yourself from the black spot. Now it sounds easy, but this solution is actually unrealistic for most people, because the reason why you are in depression in the first place is due to your inability or unwillingness to remove yourself from the black spot to begin with. You have to be quite an extreme character to actually use this solution, but it works. So I've done it for myself. I would call this a conditional solution because you're only fine as long as you stay out of the black spot. The moment you get near the black spot again, you immediately fall back into depression really quickly, much faster than before. Solution number 2, turning a black spot into not a black spot. To me, this is an even more unrealistic solution than number 1 because you're already not functional. How are you supposed to develop yourself? Anyway, there are so many black spots in life. So even if you manage to develop yourself to handle 1 or 2, there's so many other situations that can cause you to fall back to depression. Finally, solution number 3. Now this is the permanent, complete solution, complete cure to depression. So basically, this solution is about reaching a state where you take no psychological damage at all. You can be standing deep in the black spot, you can stack all the black spots together, and yet you still take no psychological damage. All the worst things in life externally can happen to you, but whatever happens on the outside, you're always good on the inside. And the key to this is knowing who you really are at an existential level. So on this channel, I'll focus on solution number 3. I'll teach you the method that I developed. Another way to visualize depression is to imagine that you are lost in a forest at the foothills of a mountain. And at the top of the mountain is the question, who am I? Why do I exist? What's the meaning in life? So solution number 1 would be retracing your steps and finding your way out of the forest. Solution number 2 would be making yourself at home in the forest. And solution number 3 would be climbing the mountain and reaching the peak and finding out, who am I? And that will change your whole perspective on life. Let me be clear, I can only guide and teach you. I can't cure you. You're the only one who can cure yourself. It's like climbing a mountain. You have to do the climbing yourself. All I can do is be by your side, guide you, tell you which path is the quickest way, and which path will lead to a dead end, which path to avoid. But you have to get there yourself because you have to be standing at the peak yourself to change your whole perspective on life. Now with this method, you're not developing yourself, you're not changing yourself in any way. All that's really changed is your perspective on life. But that makes all the difference. So the secret to this method is you have to know who you are. You have to know the nature of who you really are, to the level of you know that you know that you know. 100% know. There's no assumptions, no belief, no philosophy. So first, we need to adopt some guiding principles. Throw away all preconceptions and assumptions that you have. This includes a lot of social conditioning from society that you've been taught from an early age. Second, be honest with yourself, whether you know something or you don't know something. Third, don't believe anything and don't disbelieve anything. Whenever you come across something new, investigate it. Don't immediately believe it or disbelieve it. They are both two sides of the same coin, which is assumptions. Next, the main tool that we'll be using for this method is your mind. So we need to understand and develop the mind. So there are two parts of the mind. There's the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And there are different ways to develop both of these. A good mind is a sharp mind. So there'll be practices that'll teach you to sharpen your mind. The next step is to investigate potential answers of who you are. So first of all, you have to ask yourself the question, do you exist? Now obviously the answer is yes. If not, there's no point having this conversation. Next, we have to frame the question properly. What is this you that exists? So we're not talking about personality. This is the main question that we're going to tackle. Now, because you have to know that you know who you really are, me telling you the answer doesn't do anything for you. Because that's just a story as far as you're concerned. You don't really know. It's like when you're doing maths in school and the teacher is trying to explain a concept to you. It's all just words and nonsense until it finally clicks in your mind. Then you go, aha, yes, I know it now. So that is what we're aiming for. Now you can reach the answer directly or indirectly. So for the direct approach, I'll give you 5 clues that hint at who you are. And if you've done the necessary preparation, or if you've had the necessary relevant experience, then you'll be able to figure out directly who you are. If that doesn't work, then you have to use the indirect approach, where we list out the different possibilities of who you are, and then we start ruling them out one by one. So, are you the body? Are you the mind? Are you your emotions? Or are you your energy? So if you get stuck in the indirect approach, then you need to repeat the cycle. So go back to reviewing the guiding principles and see whether you are not following any of them. And then do the practices that sharpen your mind. And then try again, the direct approach and the indirect approach. In future videos, I will explain each step in detail. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel.